Hey Rick,
Hey Megan, it's Tuesday.
it's Tuesday and you're in your car.
I
What's
am.
going on? Why are you in your car today? Are you on the road?
Well, my endless remodel.
Oh,
They're in
yes.
the they're in there today doing a lot of work and the tile work. I thought, well, I'll get out there and give these guys a break from me for a little bit and get in the
Yeah.
car.
I think we all appreciate that you're not recording in the house right now
And in
because
construction zone for sure.
so today we talked earlier and we came up with our topic for today. And I
Hmm.
always try to pick things that are hot on my mind and something that's recently come up. Let it be maybe even a trend that's happening to sort of get in front of things, right?
Yep.
And so the topic today is being a buyer. Do you or don't you? The pros and cons of writing multiple offers on multiple properties at the same time. So, in this discussion today, we will include the perspective of the buyer, the perspective of the seller, the perspective of their agents,
Hmm.
and their teams, everybody that goes into working on this stuff. Okay. So
Sounds good.
I had a call today. This is why this came up. I was on the treadmill. It was very early in the morning, and I got a text message from this realtor that we had just accepted their offer on Friday. And like, whenever you're in the negotiation process, it's like dating, right? It's like, what are you doing?
Hmm.
What are you doing? What are you having for lunch? Oh my gosh, you're so funny. And then
Right.
somebody gets what they want, and now you can't get a hold of people. You're like talking to a different person. You're like, what in the
You're getting
hell is
ghosted.
going on?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this agent, so we had opened escrow on Friday. We had 10
Hmm.
offers, the drill.
Hmm. Oh
And
yeah.
escrow hadn't heard back from them by Monday morning. They'd sent the uh wiring instructions, that sort of thing. So I
Hmm.
called the agent on Monday morning, and I was like, didn't answer, didn't respond to my text
Oh,
and called
not a good
again.
sign.
So I was like, hey, Jimmy, are you okay? Did something happen over the weekend? Like, are you sick? Did you watch the Super Bowl and you had too many hot wings? Like, what's going on? And the agent texts me, this is what's so exhausting. He's like, oh, everything's fine. I emailed escrow 5 times, which I know he did not. I've had this say, in my
Sure.
26 years, I've had 3 escrow officers. Okay. So I know when she tells me something, it's the truth. It's like,
Right.
why would she make something up? Anyway, but I'm like, whatever. I don't argue with fools. So whatever, just get the money in escrow. Stop this back and forth game playing, whatever's going on here. And I thought, oh boy, this is super stinky. So I didn't hear back. So we went ahead and sent them a notice for contractual action. It's like a notice to perform, but
Hmm.
because you're supposed to have the money in within 72 hours. It's like
Hmm.
Friday, Monday, Tuesday. I wanted to set us up to bail out of this thing if we had to pretty quickly. And oh no, he texts me back. Everything's fine. Buyer's sending it over. And then his TC even sent me an email this morning. Okay, everything's on track. Maybe everybody had Super Bowl Sunday situation. And then he texts me and says, the buyer was making offers on multiple houses
Oh.
and they decided to go with a different house. So that's the example situation. So let's go over um, if you're the buyer and the market's competitive,
Hmm.
right? You are looking out for you, right?
That's right. Hmm.
You want to make sure that you get a house. I mean, this person had put an offer on another listing that I have, and so he didn't get that one. Um, and so the buyer's looking out for himself. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to look out for yourself, right?
Hmm.
And his realtor is looking out for him, right? That's what
Mhm.
his realtor's supposed to do, is to make sure his buyer has the opportunity to come to the table and to get something done. Now, from the seller's perspective, um, putting a house on the market, going through the motion of having all these offers, and you know how well I vet offers, right?
You
Like,
do.
I am never in a hurry. I'm never in a rush. We very, very carefully go through things because I don't want this kind of situation happening. So, from the seller's perspective, since there were 10 offers on the property, this seller is going to probably be just fine and just go with the next buyer, right?
Mhm.
But in some situations, let's say that this buyer number one, who has fallen out, was the only buyer. And let's say the seller, having accepted the buyer's offer on Friday, put the house
Mhm.
in backup offer status on Friday. People, backup offer, the idea is that you can still see the house and write a backup offer, that there's contingencies that haven't been satisfied yet, this, that, and the other thing, right? But
Mhm.
nobody really shows backup offer houses, okay? Not unless it's some kind of really special circumstance. So that being said, the seller will have lost a weekend of having
Yep.
their house up for sale, right? Now, let's say, still in that same scenario, that there was one buyer, buyer number one, took us off the market on a Friday, having accepted offer, put the house in backup offer status, lost a weekend, and now on Tuesday has to put the house back on the market. So then the house looks like it went into escrow and it fell out of escrow. And so, what do you think buyers think when they see that?
Yeah, something's wrong.
Something's wrong. Why is the house?
Yeah.
What happened? Did they do the inspection? Did they have regrets? Did they? And they don't know that this.
Mhm.
No, nothing with the house. The buyer just found a house they liked better. So, so that's pretty stinky for the seller, right?
Bad.
And so, there's that. Now, the next thing is, and nobody cares about the realtors, are like, oh, you're getting paid enough, suck it up. But this does cause an issue because, when we open escrow, we've got a couple hours into this already, right? And then
Mhm.
the transaction coordinator is getting all the documents together, sending it over, creating files, opening escrow, opening title, ordering reports, all this sort of thing. So it's not a stone that you can cast
Mhm. Mhm.
into a lake and not have any ripples. You're going to cause some upheaval on somebody's side of this. Not everybody's going to come out ahead in this sort of game. Now, in this market, if you fall out of escrow, you're liable to open escrow at even higher price. So it's not
Mhm.
the end of the world. But in a different market, it's like a little bit more irritating.
Very
And
irritating for
so,
sure.
yeah, so from the buyer side, buyer's got to look out for the buyer, buyer's realtor has to look out for the buyer. From the seller's side, the seller, it's the riskiest game for the seller, right?
Mhm.
For the
Mhm.
seller's agent, you waste some time and some energy. But overall, it's going to happen. And there's nothing that anybody can do to stop it. Some
Yeah, but you're right.
agent
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
some agents won't even,
Yeah.
if they have a buyer that's writing,
Mhm.
multiple offers, they won't even participate. Some will. But yep, that's the gist of it.
Well, I think the challenge, though, from your perspective especially, is that you're operating in good faith. You and your
Right.
team are operating in good faith, and they are not. That's not a good faith
Right.
offer, in my opinion. It's just not.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because on the contract,
Mhm.
it says time is of the essence and,
Mhm.
everybody's supposed to be, using their fiduciary duty to get things done. And a
Mhm.
fiduciary, means obviously you're looking out for your client, but a realtor has the obligation to not just look out for their client, but look out for anybody's client and not do anything screwy. But,
Correct.
you know,
Well, I mean, the challenge, I guess, is how do you control that? Because in the middle of that offer negotiation, you don't have any knowledge that they are also negotiating with somebody else.
No.
And
And then,
so
and
it
then even
sounds
if
like
you
in that
ask them, they're,
scenario,
yeah,
yeah, they lie. They just don't tell you the
yeah,
truth. That's just not good faith. So in that scenario, when you're asking for the EMD on Monday morning and Tuesday, they were saying, yeah, it's going to be fine. We're good. Well, it wasn't good. They were actually negotiating another offer.
right.
And
Exactly.
that's where that's the problem is. There's just no good faith there. And it just doesn't
Right.
work well. It's just not a good
Exactly.
way to do. It's not a good business practice, put you that way.
Um, yeah, it was really funny this morning,
Hmm.
uh, because when I texted this realtor, we were kind of back and forth, and um, they said, hold on one second. Um, hold on. Uh, they texted me, buyers canceling. This is after yesterday where it says everything's
Hmm.
fine, everything's fine.
Hmm.
Buyer's canceling. He got another property under contract. I'll send
Hmm.
cancellation today. I said, thanks for being honest. I will remember this for next time you are writing an offer on a listing I have. I think you
There you
know what I
go.
mean, right?
It's a small world. I know exactly what you mean.
But here's what's funny. This person does not know how to
Hmm.
read the room. They said, absolutely. I think sometimes this happens. He likes the other property better and wrote another offer before you accepted. So anyway, I
Same.
thought that was
It's just doesn't. Yeah, doesn't
so the
add
next
up.
time this agent sends me an offer, myself looking out for my own client, I'm not going to be
Hmm.
talking smack. I'm just going to be stating the
Hmm.
facts. I'll say, just
Hmm.
to let you know, this agent in the past has written offers and then wrote an offer and backed
Hmm.
out
After
because they were writing
acceptance.
multiple, yeah, after they
Yeah.
wasted a couple of days and had
Yeah.
multiple, and then
I
let the
mean,
seller
it's
make their
yeah.
own decision. You have to tell them it's
Well,
a
right,
fact.
right. That's it. Well, it is a fact, but it's one thing if they back out during the offer negotiation. Okay, well, that happens. But
Right,
once you open escrow and you go through all that work, and then you say, well, no, not really. We were just playing games with you. That's what they were really doing. But,
right,
in our experience, I can both attest to this. In our experience, you know what's going to happen. He'll call you back in 2 weeks and go, well, Megan, that deal didn't really work out. He really likes your property. I
and I'm
want to
gonna
be
be
on the
like,
phone with that
buyer
one.
who? What?
What?
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want to hear that conversation. And
right.
that's what's going to happen probably.
Yeah. So it happens. I mean, it's
Yeah.
unfortunate, it's irritating
Hmm.
and a time waster and not in good faith.
Yeah.
Um, but it's a warning for people. You can do it. You might not find an agent that'll participate in doing it.
Hmm.
Um, but you might lose your reputation in the meantime.
And that's not good. Not a good
No,
thing
there's no price on that. So,
for sure.
all right, Rick.
Wow, what a weekend, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a
Heck with
weekend.
that.
Yeah. So good. Well, take care of yourself. We can't wait to see the
You
kitchen.
too.
Hopefully next week you can
Me
show us.
too.
Yeah.
Maybe next year. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's been
exactly.
so long.
2025.
But yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Well,
Well,
it's gonna
have
be done
fun.
eventually.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Have fun today and
Thank you.
we will talk with you soon.
Awesome. Take care, Megan. See you later.
Thank you.